significant number. I mean, altogether, I think they go to well over 1 million. So it's going to be interesting what exactly is going to be the response of the Union Federation Cosatu. But what we are basically being told is that they're going to throw down the gauntlet. They are going to demand, among other things, that the special Congress be held before the end of March, failing which, They haven't, we're not clear as yet what it is that they will do in the event that doesn't happen. But secondly, they are demanding the reinstatement of Zwelinzima Vavi, citing procedural and other issues. But we are, of course, going to hear all of that in detail in a few minutes' time, because some of them arrived very late. The NUMSA General Secretary, Irvin Jim, arrived a few minutes ago, so that press media conference hasn't started as yet. We will be bringing it to you as soon as it starts, but it's going to start any minute from now. But in essence, those are the issues.
Now, these 9 affiliates, do they have any powers to enforce Cosatu's leadership to call such a conference?
Well, when they cite procedures, then it's a bit of a dicey situation, because they are saying, for instance, in the case of Vavi, that the Central Executive Committee meeting was supposed to charge him, and by taking that to where you have now the national office bearers charging him, there is a procedural error there. So once people have a firm sort of constitutional grounds for challenging decisions, then it gets a bit tricky. Now, on the special Congress one, it's a bit of a tricky one because there's a lot of discretion, as you know by now, that is given to the Cosatu president and the rest of the leadership to actually make certain determinations first before they could actually go ahead and make that demand possible. So there it's a bit of a tricky thing. So it's the or else part. In other words, if their demands are not being met, what is it that they are going to do? Now, from what I've been able to pick up this morning, among the things that they are going to be doing is to organize marches throughout the country to Cosatu offices demanding that special Congress, but also the reinstatement of Zwelinzima Vavi and, of course, other attendant issues. But as to whether they have anything beyond simply marching that can actually, something that can force the hand of the Cosatu national office bearers, that is what hopefully we will hear from them. That's assuming they have something up their sleeve.
Now, Cosatu's President Sadumo Dlamini has refused to call for this special conference, citing, of course, lack of funds and so forth. Will this probably lead to strained relations within the federations? Look, the relations are strained, Elvis. They are strained already. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Cosatu is split. There's no doubt about that in terms of like who wants. Everybody knows who wants what among the affiliates. So I think that one is what the issue really is, whether this is a breaking point. In other words, the relations have gone beyond the point of repair. In other words, everyone is sticking to their guns, or there's no one who can come in from outside perhaps and intervene, or whether the warring factions cannot find any kind of common ground. Up until now, everyone has basically been standing their ground and standing at like opposite ends without any resolution of this issue in sight. So the question really that the 9 unions that are going, secretaries of the 9 unions, affiliate unions that are going to be meeting here need to tell us is whether this is a make. In other words, whatever deadline that they will be putting to what they want done, that whatever positions they are holding now, it's do or die, and they are prepared to defend up those positions. And if need be, in other words, if the federation needs to split so over these issues, so be it. Now,
that is what hasn't come through. And I guess that is what has prolonged these issues up until this point. And that, I guess, is why the national office bearers have perhaps not seen the need to actually bow to the demands or dictates of these unions up until now, because that they are holding these positions is a known fact. But whether there is something, that they can do to actually force the hand of the national office bearers is what we haven't hitherto heard from anyone. So hopefully today we're going to hear that, or maybe we're just going to hear that there's another plan, and once that plan is exhausted, then maybe it will be do or die. But we haven't gotten to that point where it's do or die.
Vuyo, thank you so much for your time. That was SABC's contributing editor, Vuyo Mvoko.